Hey, what's up guys? It's Solax Gaming here, and I just wanted to show you this neat little elevator I've made. So this is the design right here. The design is actually pretty simple if you look at it in its entirety. It's very compact in terms of how I've seen these types of elevators built in the past. They required a lot more redstone and a lot more effort, but this one doesn't. And I'll explain why in a minute, but let me demonstrate how it works. So you can see the shaft is at the top. I added piston doors to this build. You don't really have to add those, they're just for luxury purposes. But yeah, the shaft is a 4 by is a what do you call it? It's a it's a box. So yeah, it's you know, like a regular elevator. I'm using these doors instead of blocks, just to yeah, you know, it's like how do I explain it? It keeps the shaft together. These doors are the reason that you can go up and down without getting crunched by the redstone above you. But yeah, so if you want to call it to the bottom, you can just by pressing this button right here, and it will go to the bottom at a pretty fast rate. It's not very slow for this kind of elevator. It's pretty fast, moderate speed, you know. And then you can go in, hit the button to go up, and they'll take you up. If you start to lag through the pistons, this happens on console a lot, just jump and you'll be put right back above the redstone, no problem, and you'll be safe no matter if you're doing it in a survival world or creative. Doesn't matter. All you have to do is jump to make sure that you don't lag. And let me show you going down one more time. You'll see you get pushed to the pistons, just jump. That's a console problem. It doesn't happen on PC. Now, if I could briefly talk about how this works, it's a pretty simple design. I've actually gotten the idea to make this from someone. I don't know who made this design. I'll add them when I find them, and I'll put them in the description. But pretty much, it's based off of this right here. Somebody made a 1 by 3 design using this mechanism right here. So these observers and redstone work together to cause these repeaters. They're two sticky pistons sticking into each other. They cause them to trigger repeatedly in whatever motion that they can go. So right now the repeaters can't go up because the redstone is obsidian's right here. But once this redstone is moved from the obsidian, the pistons are allowed to update. This piston will retract and cause the sequence to trigger, and that's how it goes down. And the same way for going up too. But only thing on the bottom ones, you don't need 2 pieces of redstone. I mean 2 pieces of slime. You only need 1, and that's just the way redstone works. On consoles it works like that. On PC it's a little bit different, but this is the safest way to build it if you're on console and PC. So pretty much I thought, okay, now how can I get that design to trigger a whole shaft, which is a 4 by 4? So I was thinking maybe run some redstone into it like that, and run some redstone into the blocks behind and into the blocks right here, and that'll allow it to trigger the pistons on the way up so that it can follow the same path that this is going at. And I thought, okay, well, if that works, do it on the other side. So now you have to have both of them trigger at the same time in order to have the shaft go up at the same time. In the same way, vice versa. Now for the up and down functions, it's pretty simple. You don't have to wire this in a complicated way. I just did an easy downward connection with redstone because it's honestly the quickest way to do it. And I put a repeater every time I ran out of redstone line, because you know redstone only goes 15 spaces before it cuts off. So I ran a repeater to keep the connection going. The green represents the upward connection, so if you're calling the elevator from down here, this would be the green wiring. So basically the green wiring goes all the way up to the top to trigger the send down function, which is these things right here. It triggers that and it comes down. And the orange, as you can figure, goes from the top to the bottom to trigger the bottom. And as well as the send functions on the inside, the blue wiring pretty much does the same thing, only it doesn't send to the bottom. It goes to the top where it's supposed to and sends the elevator down. In the same way, vice versa. If you guys would love a tutorial on this later, I would love to make one. It's a really easy design and I would really be happy to. Thanks for watching.